I was 19 and I was miserable. Going out with my friends, bunking college, just what a typical 19-year-old would do. And I used to drive this car very rash, very fast. Minimum 80 to 100 on narrow roads. I was endangering the lives of others, the life of myself. There were many times when the cops stopped me. They took me to the police station, impounded my car. And many times when I got slapped on the road for driving so rash. I was coming back home one day and I just changed the clutch plates on my car and I wanted to test the limits of my car. And so I'm driving down this road, all the windows are down. I can feel that air rushing in, that feeling that you're faster than life. I'm at a speed of 100. And suddenly I look up, there's a huge tree in middle of the road. What do I do next? It was a split-second decision. I pressed the brake really hard, but the car went out of control. Next thing I know, the car somersaulted 3 times, fell almost 50 feet away from the road. And as that car was flipping, there was just one question in my mind. If I die right now, and I knew I was going to die, where am I going to go? And by the grace of God, it fell straight, and there was this dust all over me. And I was still conscious, I was still in a state of shock. And I stepped out of the car, and I saw the car completely smashed, completely mangled, beyond use. But when I looked at my body, I just saw my body, I didn't find even a single scratch on my body. That close quarter with death is the reason why I'm standing here on the stage today. And life was never the same after that. I was on a lookout for my purpose in life. What did God want me to do? Why did God save me from this accident? And then one day I was passing by Secunderabad Station Road, happened to see this very old woman on the street. And she was just lying there in a very pathetic condition. Her hand was very badly injured because she met with an accident and it got infected. There were like huge worms eating the injury. Long story short, I picked her up, put her in Gandhi Hospital. I pulled out all the maggots myself because the doctors were not willing to take the case unless the maggots were removed. Then admitted her in an old age home later on. The media picked up this story because it was a pretty sensational thing. A 19-year-old guy rescued a 90-year-old woman. And this news had come in almost every newspaper. And to my surprise, and to everyone's surprise, their family was actually searching for this old woman from far off. And when they saw the news in the Sakshi paper, they got reunited back to her. That was the start of my journey. And I knew that this was God's purpose for my life. And now that the purpose of my life had been established, all I could see around me was injustice. So I took a decision to serve the needy with integrity, to serve the needy with all that I have, to serve the needy with love, showing them the love of Christ, giving them quality care, giving them quality food, giving them medical help. In the month of March 2017, I took a bold decision to start the Second Chance. The motto of Second Chance is James chapter 1 and verse 27 that commands each and every one of us to look after orphans and widows in distress. We currently house about 90 people who are all rescued from the streets. A lot of miracles and healing take place at the Second Chance home. We also have a number of reunions that happen of people who were abandoned, people who were desolate and dying back to their families. I'm a human rights activist even after death, and I ensure that the people who die at my home get a decent burial. I've done close to 50 funerals till date in a dignified way according to the religion, and I've rescued more than 400 people in my life and 120 people officially through the Second Chance. People say, how do you do this? How did all of this come together? If God gives you the vision, He will give you the provision. And I get this a lot, saying that you will be blessed. I tell them one thing, I said, even if I'm not blessed, I will still do it. I'm not doing it for the blessing, I'm not doing it for the fame, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because Jesus did it, because Jesus had compassion. And I remember my old days, I used to go to the police stations to, pay fines for overspeeding. Today, I sit in police station with inspectors drinking chai, talking about homeless people. So when I was a teenager, I was breaking people's hearts. But now God is using me to restore the brokenhearted. And let me tell you one thing, every time you see something on the road, is an opportunity for you to help. Jesus could never pass by someone in need. This is one thing that drives me to do what I do. And I ask myself this question all the time I see something on the road. If not now, then when? If not me, then who?